everybody. It's that time again. It's time for Diary of a Physicist Farmgal. My name is Deborah, and I'm coming to you from here on my family farm in the foothills of the Arkansas Ozarks, where I like to do all the crafts. I knit, I crochet, I sew, I quilt, I make baskets, I make jewelry, I do needlework. Yeah, I'll try any craft once and twice if I like it. I am also a professor of physics and astronomy at a local university where I teach courses to physics majors. I teach courses to pre-med and pre-physical therapy majors and to general education majors, and I am a docent at our planetarium. And we are having lots and lots of planetarium shows right now. And last but not least, I am a farmer. I am a third-generation family farmer here on this land that my family has lived on for over a century. And I raise grass-fed beef cattle, I raise horses, I have heritage poultry, I have show quality rabbits, and I have a retirement herd of miniature horses, miniature donkeys, a miniature mule named Pumpkin who thinks she rules the roost, and Princess Penny the pot-bellied pig. So, and as you can tell from my sweet little, very alert this morning co-host, Willie, I am fur kid mom to many dogs and cats, including an outside clouder of barn cats. So if any or of all of that sounds interesting to you, I hope you'll join me on Diary of a Physicist Farmgal. What? I don't have anything to eat. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Okay, if you're looking for us on social media, you can find me on Instagram and on Ravelry as Doc Firewoman. There is also a Facebook group for the podcast Diary of a Physicist Farmgal podcast where you can join in and share what you're working on. There is a Ravelry group for the podcast, but I haven't been very active on there this year. I do use Ravelry still, but I haven't been terribly active in the group. And then we are also on Twitter as Doc Firewoman, but I am a left-leaning, socially liberal Democrat, and Twitter is where I really cut loose, although I cut loose kind of everywhere, because there's some terrible stuff going on in the world, and most of y'all that live in the States know about it, but there's also some pretty snarky, ugly stuff going on in the crafting world, and man, I don't know how people can be justified in their hate, but whatever. You know, it'll just eat them up from the inside, and that's okay too. I don't feel bad for them. That's right. Willie says, yep. Okay, so, but anyway, you can find us on there. There is also a Zoom group for the podcast that you can join in. We're on there a lot through the week. You can just contact me if you're interested. I'll put the information down below and you can log in. We're usually on in the evenings, my time, but we do have some special events where we log in and do some things. And I might do one this weekend. I've got a class at the lake. Well, unless it storms like it says it's going to. But I might do a special crafting meetup on Saturday afternoon since it's going to be rainy. And maybe we can have a crafting meetup this weekend. So, and also there is a Ko-fi for the podcast if you want to support helping pay for postage or the Zoom group or any of that kind of stuff. I've been trying to give away something each week, and I need to get Celeste's present in the mail or prize in the mail. I haven't done that because I have it packed up and then I just forget to take it when I go to the post office, or I don't go to the post office because I forget to go to the post office. But I will get it mailed by the end of this month, I promise. So, but last time we did have a giveaway. Now, if you want to participate in the giveaways, I do need you to fill out my Google form. There is a link below. You do need to be a subscriber to the podcast. You need to be 18 or over. If you don't fill out the Google form, I won't draw your name out, or if I draw your name out, you won't win. So I need you to fill out your Google form so I've got your information. I don't share that information with anybody unless it's needed to get you copies of your pattern. Like if I give away, like I gave away the cross-stitch patterns from Notorious Needle. Also, there is no monetary value to your prize, so if it's lost or damaged, you will not be compensated. And this giveaway is not sponsored by anybody but me. So, last time we had oh, I left him laying over there. Can you hop down for just a second? I know, I'm terrible. Can you jump down? No? Oh. No, he says, so I will just take him with me. Okay. Shirley's not going to like you acting like that, Willie. She's going to think that you're not a prince anymore. Anyway, so last time we had two different things to give away. We had this packet of yarn that was donated. It is some Angora yarn and then some, looks like maybe silky looking yarn. Can't call the name to mind of what it might be. There's no tag on it, but we had that. And then we also had the stitching kit, the stamped cross-stitch stitching kit. So for the stitching kit, I had 4 people that said they were interested in doing that. And the person that I drew out was Sally McLester. So Sally, you said you wanted to do the kit, so lucky you, you're going to get it. So Sally McLester. All right. And then the yarn, I had 6 people that said they wanted the yarn, and Penny Tuck. Penny, you got drawn out on that. So yay. So I'll get those in the mail to you this week, I hope. I'm gonna try. Now this week we're gonna do something a little bit different for a giveaway. We're gonna give something away for the people who like to quilt or hand sew or whatever. I found this book, The Crazy Quilt Handbook. It was published in 1986. I found it at a thrift store. Don't remember how much I paid for it. It wasn't very much, but I thought it was kind of interesting. It's got some of the history of crazy quilting in it. It's got some pictures of various projects, but also it has things you can make. So like, for example, it shows you how to make these items. All right. It shows you how to do some hand stitching techniques. It shows you how to do some beadwork. And then it's got just some interesting inspirational pictures that you might want to try out for some of your things. It even shows you how to do like little pictures instead of a quilt block, or stockings or bags or whatever. So The Crazy Quilt Handbook by Judith Montano. It was published in 1986. This book is in really good shape. It's got a beautiful guide to stitches here in the back of it. So it shows you how to do some of these different stitches. It shows you how to do beading. It's a nice little resource. So I'm going to give this away this week. And the keyword, Lucky said he didn't like Willie pushing on him with that box. Okay. The keyword this week will be quilt. So if you'd like to win the Crazy Quilt Handbook, the keyword this week will be quilt. So that will be our giveaway. Okay, let's move on. And I've got some stuff to show y'all that I have finished. All right, my first finished object is behind me. Yay! I finished my dress that's been up here forever and ever. This is the Hope dress by Style Arc Patterns. Let me move the camera so you can see it a little bit better. This is the Hope dress by Style Arc. This is a nice, straightforward dress to make. It's very comfortable. It's pretty versatile. I made the shorter length on it, so it is about knee length. It has pockets, yay. It's a nice little empire waisted loose fit dress, and then the sleeves are gathered and have elastic in them, so they're a little bit poofy. Now, I'm not usually a fan of a poofy sleeve, but this is pretty cute. So, yeah, it has a hook and eye closure on the back. And it comes in a variety of sizes. The only thing I don't like about Style Arc's patterns is you don't get all the sizes in one pattern like you do, say, with Cashmerette or Ellie and Mac. You have to figure out. And if you break across 2 sizes, like I'm a 22 top and a 16 bottom, you would have to buy 2 different patterns if you wanted both of those. So I just graded down. I bought the size to fit the top and then graded down for the bottom. So, yeah, so this is made out of Super Snuggle flannel from Joann Fabrics. And, yeah, so this is just a really simple little dress. It had been sitting there, and I was on Bendy Stitchy Twitch stream the other day, and I was sitting back here, and I was looking around, and I'm like, you know, all you need to do is put the skirt on that thing and finish the sleeves, and it's done. So I did it. I finished it. It took me all of 1 hour. Oh, but anyway, so I got that done. So let me move the camera back here, and I will show y'all what else I got done this week. Okay, so, well, I also finished my little whale. This was a kit that Kirsty from Grenade Creations sent me. She purchased this kit from Aldi, the store. It was a grocery store. I guess it's kind of a little bit of an everything store because she's always talking about buying yarn and stuff at Aldi. I don't think the Aldis here in the States have that, but she sent me this sweet little kit because she had made one of these. And I just thought he was so charming and cute. So got him finished so he can now go live with Hazel the humpback whale. Little blue whale here. Then, my friend Penny had won a kit from Cozy Blue some time back, and she won one to share with a friend. So I was fortunate enough that I was the friend that she chose to share it with. So I finished this embroidery piece that I had been working on for a minute. Again, it took me not very long. I was almost done. So this is Moon Phases or Illumination here, and I finished that. So the way they suggest finishing it is in the hoop. So I'm probably going to give it a little bit of a wash and a press, and then probably don't even really need to wash it. I've kept this surprisingly clean. So I'm going to press this and probably finish it in the hoop. Then we had our very first basket class since the before times. Sasha, my friend that is the interpreter at Lake Dardanelle State Park, teaches basket weaving classes, and I had signed up for a class that got canceled, so I had $40 credit. So she said, well, why don't you just roll that over to this class? I'm going to try out having a class outside in one of the open air pavilions, because right now they're still not letting them have interior classes, which is probably an okay, considering that it looks like there's a couple of variants of Omicron that are starting to ramp up again. But this is a rolling pin basket kit. I think this basket kit she got from Joanna's Collections, but I'm not positive where she got it. But it's a little mini rolling pin basket. Now, I actually have a kit for this because we were supposed to do this class before the pandemic, and we paid for them ahead of time because those classes are so popular. You need to usually pay for them at the beginning of the year for the entire year. So I have a kit like this already. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to dye these weavers, the horizontal pieces, navy blue, and dye my lashing here navy blue. I've got some leftover red dye from dyeing some leg boots for one of my horses. And I think I'm going to try that and see if it works and make the other kit. But I need to get some vinegar because it's another one of those things of I forget to get it, and then I remember it when I'm at home, or if I have the vinegar, I think about doing it when I have on a shirt that I don't want to get dye all over. So anyway, one of these days, all of those things will come together in the right space and time, and I will be able to dye this. But anyway, so this is a mini rolling pin basket. It has some modified chicken feet on the inside. Those crisscrossy bits are called chicken feet. And so it's a little rolling pin basket. It is meant to hold 2 pint jars if you want to put 2 pint jars like as a gift basket inside of it. So I got that done. That was exciting because I haven't done a basket in a long time. Then I finished my next section on the We Believe Sal. I finished No Human is Illegal. So this is the We Believe Sal by Notorious Needle. And I am making the smalls because I am going to end up finishing these some way or another. I think what I'm going to do is put them on foam board and finish them on the back with like foam board or something and make a mobile for my office out of this. So yeah, so No Human is Illegal is done. So that is part 7 out of 11. So I've got 4 more to go. Then I got a lot finished because I hadn't seen y'all in a little bit because I did the garden thing instead. The end of semester kind of got me knocked out. So I started, I don't think you've seen this at all. I started and finished a little gingerbread man crochet towel. So this is a pattern by A Crocheted Simplicity. They are on Ravelry, but they also have a website. She has a large variety of little hand towels made in the same style with the little flip top here that they tuck in, and they're meant to kind of hang over like a handle on a door. She has one basically for every holiday. You can, every holiday, or not every holiday, but a lot of the holidays, you can get these, and it's a very quick crochet. This is crocheted in peaches and cream or sugar and cream. One of the two of those ones. It's cotton yarn. It's made out of cotton yarn. And it takes about a ball to do the brown piece, and then just as you can see, not a lot of the red or the white. And then I went ahead and just put safety eyes on it. I thought he was super cute with the little safety eyes. So yeah, got that done. Then last but not least, I don't know that I've showed you this either. This is the Little Light Cowl by Linda Lou Knits. And this is in some Let Lopi yarn that my friends Marla and Gypsy brought me back when they went to Iceland. So this is actually meant to be 4 repeats tall, so it'd be about here. But I was running out of yarn, and I actually had to fudge the bind off section a little bit too. But I think I used up every bit of this yarn, every bit. There was nothing left when I was done of this yarn to speak of. So this is the Little Lights Cowl by Linda Lou Knits. It's stranded color work, and I think I'm getting better with my floats. Those look pretty. There's one there that's kind of woggy, but you know, it'll block out, right? Or partly. I haven't blocked this. I literally just bound this off last night. Well, about 10:30 last night. So yeah, so I finished that. So I think that is everything that I have finished. So I'm proud of all my effort for this month. I think I got quite a bit done. So yeah, so now we're going to move on and talk about works in progress. Okay, I don't have a huge amount to show you in works in progress this month because I'm finished those things. But I did get all of my petals made for my Mr. Domestic sunflower pillow. So there are 12. I can't hold them all with one hand, but I'll do my best to hold them with 2. There are 12 petals here, and I just got the yarn to finish the center. So yay, we'll get those done and stuffed and get that pillow put together. So this is the Mr. Domestic sunflower pillow pattern. He was donating money to the Ukrainian Relief Fund, because that's still going on, people. I know it's been a minute and our attention span is short, but there are still things happening in the world we need to worry about, and that's one of them. So yeah, got that done. This is out of Bernat blanket yarn, and this is a colorway called Sun Soaked. So okay, then I am working in my Charlotte April 9 Designs bag here. I am working on the next part of the We Believe. And the next part is women's rights or human rights. And boy, that was a decision on my part to do this one next. I about had it with some old men now, let me tell y'all. All right, so anyway, so women's rights or human rights. And I am just getting started on that. I am right now working on the border a little bit. I'm going to work across and down just a little bit. I'm not going to finish it, and then I'm going to start filling in because I'm afraid that I'll miscount if I don't pay attention. But I'm working on this scroll work across the top, and then I'll start down the sides, and then I'll start filling in the words. So my plan for this, to make it a little bit more inclusive, is I'm going to change the color of this symbol, and I'm going to do the trans flag and the demigirl flag as well as the pink. I'm going to do the pink on the top and the bottom, and then put stripes for the trans pride flag and the demigirl pride flag in here also. Ideally, I would put in non-binary as well, because I'm going to put a little asterisk and maybe put uterus havers on there, although this speaks to more than just reproductive rights, I think, and I talked with Sarah about this. It's also about pay and about promotion ability and about our ability to own things and have houses and credit cards in our name, and freedom to come and go as we choose from whatever state we want to come and go from. Y'all, I ain't going back. I'm just going to say that. I ain't going back. This is ridiculous. We got to get a hold of these old men. Anyway, so that's the next part of the We Believe stitch along. So that'll be part 8 of 11 when I get that done. Then the only other 2 works in progress really that I have right now are my 2 sweaters. So I do have progress on both of those. So in my April 9 Designs Animals Wearing Sweaters bag, I am working on the Easy Raglan sweater by Green Mountain Spinnery. And this is a pattern that my friend Scott picked up when he went up to see them years ago. And I am knitting this in Knit Picks Wool of the Andes Special Reserve hand painted in the colorway Sea Monster. And I found a skein of this behind the freezer in my spare room. I thought I was going to run out. I'm not going to run out. All right, so what I did is I have finished the body. So I have made this shorter than what it's called for. This is going to be more of a cropped size, but I think it's going to be a lot more versatile. The last time I showed y'all, it was up there where that stitch marker is. And so I have finished the body and done the mock cable bottom here, and now I have picked up for the sleeves, and I'm working on sleeve number 1. Now here's my conundrum. Apparently I don't have the right size needle. I knitted the body in 7s, and this is a size 6, and I'm just going to go with it. It's going to make my tension or my gauge slightly different, but I don't think that's going to hurt anything on the sleeves. I think it'll be fine. So the way they have you do this is to pick up and knit the sleeves flat and then seam them. I see no advantage to that, so I'm actually just knitting them in the round on short circular needles. So I just got started. I think I'm about maybe 15 rounds in on my sleeve. So what are you doing? What are you into? Willie's found something he wants over there. But anyway, so yeah, so this is the Easy Raglan. I think it's going to be a lot more versatile as a crop to wear it with like skirts and over dresses and stuff in the winter time. So I think that'll be a good way to do it. But anyway, so there's that. All right, put that back. Then in my Women of Science bag that was a gift from my friend Maria out in Colorado, I am working on the Saturday morning sweater. Oops. My Dragon Horde yarns. And I am up to the point where I am ready to separate for the sleeves, I think. Yeah. So, get it where I can tell what's going on here. I'm up to the point where I'm ready to separate for the sleeves, but I was kind of waiting until I got the sleeves done on this other sweater. So the last time I showed it to you, it was up here where this Ouija board planchette marker was. So I've gotten all this done and I'm ready to separate for the sleeves. I decided to do the short row shaping in the back so that it would have a little bit of a scoop neckline, okay, instead of this wide boat neckline. And this is being knit with some yarn that my friend Sandy at work gave me. It's Red Heart Love. All right, and it's just acrylic, but you know, I don't mind an acrylic yarn because it means I can throw it in the washing machine. And plus, you get a lot of mileage out of it. I am still working on the first ball of the yarn, and I have gotten all this done. So I've got another ball of this color that I'm going to go on down, and then I'm going to switch to this orange color, and I think that will be pretty. So anyway, so yeah, so that is all of my works in progress for this time. So we'll move on and talk about future crafting. Okay, so for future crafting, the first thing I'm going to talk about, I don't have anything to show yet, but if you follow D's 20 Stitches, they're doing a Stitch for Pride prompt in June where you can sign up. If you sign up on their newsletter, you get to see it early, but if you follow them on Instagram, each day there's a piece of history or reading or some information about LGBTQ plus issues or history, so you can read about, learn something, and then there's a stitching prompt. So I'm planning on trying to do that, even though I'm really trying to monogamously stitch on We Believe. I'm going to plan on trying to participate in the Stitch for Pride event. So you can go to D's 20 Stitches and find out more about that. So, Willie, you're kind of in the way, son. Anyway, so the next thing is I'm going to finish the center on my sunflower pillow pattern. I got the taupe Bernat blanket yarn to finish the center of the pillow. So I'm going to start on that right away. I just haven't yet because I was trying to finish up a few things, but I think this is going to be my next focal piece to work on to finish. Okay, you're going to have to get down. Okay, you're going to have to get down. Thank you. Okay, then I had started a cowl out of this Into the World radioactive yarn, and I just did not like how it was looking. So I found one of CJ Brady's One Skein Wonder shawls where sky meets sea, and I am going to stitch on this, or crochet on this very soon. This is going to be one of my projects for June and July, because in June, Jessica's Color Your Stash from Two Sticks and String, her Color Your Stash prompt is rainbow, which is variegated yarn in multiple colors. And then in July, it's purple, and there's quite a bit of purple in this yarn. So I can carry this from June to July pretty easily. Then two projects that I'm going to work on that I don't have the pictures for, but I'll put the pictures in here. Megan Lapp from I think it's a Crafty Intention. Megan Lapp does beautiful crocheted amigurumis, and I have made a couple of hers before. I am going to make the unicorn and the Pegasus, so I'll put their pictures in right here. I'm going to make the unicorn and the Pegasus, and I'm going to make their bodies in May, because Jessica's color prompt for Color Your Stash for this month is white. So I'm going to do their bodies in white, and then in June, I'm going to do their manes and tails and wings in rainbow yarn. So good old crunchy Red Heart Super Saver, man, that's the best stuff in the world for amigurumis. So I actually ordered, I know that sounds strange, but I ordered 2 big skeins of white, because that way I'll have plenty to make both of the bodies for those. And I've got some floral wire that is 20 gauge floral wire, or 18 gauge floral wire. It's heavy, where I can use it to put in their legs so that they'll actually stand up. I hope that's the goal, is to try to get them to stand up. So that's going to be, as soon as that yarn comes, I'm going to start on those. Then last but not least, Knit and Knot by the Sea, Catherine and Victoria. Catherine is a very prolific embroiderer, and Victoria has been talking about learning some different embroidery stitches, and that's what got me motivated to finish that Cozy Moon or Cozy Blue piece. I've always wanted to learn to embroidery. I have tons of embroidery patterns. I just have never done it. So I'm feeling quite motivated to try to do that. So I had bought a kit some time back, and I don't know if I can find who did this kit or not. I apologize to the person tremendously, because I think I lost the cover. It's Amy Ray, I don't know what her business name is, but Amy Ray, and she had this beautiful little box here, and you purchase the printed fabric, and then it gives you a map, and I'm not going to show you, but it gives you a map of how to stitch it. So it has a few more stitches on it than what I used on the moon piece, so it'll expand my repertoire, but I've got ahead and pulled the threads for this, and I've got everything ready to go. So I find embroidery to be quite relaxing, and I found some great tutorials online on how to do the different stitches. So it's a nice little distraction when I just want something to kind of, you know, engage my mind in a different way than some of my other crafts. So I've got that ready to go, and I think that is all the future crafting I have pulled up right now. So we'll move on and talk a little bit about acquisitions. Okay, so for acquisitions, I have my 2 clubs that I'm in. I got my next Fortnite Fabrics Cosmic, I think it's Cosmic Odyssey fabric club. This is called the Heart and Soul Nebula, and this is 18 count Aida, and obviously it's the opalescent Aida with the beautiful sparklies in there. Okay, and so that's my fabric. I get a fat quarter of that every month. Then I got my next installment of my Bird Crush Club, and I had to actually email her and say the floss did not get packed. I'm sure when they're packing these, sometimes they overlap. So my floss did not get packed. So she made it right very fast, sent it to me at no extra charge for shipping or anything. This month was the Lazuli bunting. Okay, and there's the bit. And then this was the Threadworks floss that went with it. So it looks like it does those leaves there. The Lazuli bunting. Lazuli, I don't know. I don't know how you say that. But at any rate, I'm really enjoying this club because you just learn so much interesting, beautiful stuff about these birds. And I don't think we get lazuli buntings or lazuli buntings here, but I'm not positive. So anyway, yeah, so that's my Bird Crush Club. Haven't started any of them. That should surprise no one. And then Vanessa, Vanessa sent me some stuff. I won a pattern from Vanessa, Crafty Planting Life. I won a pattern, the blue flower, and this is the summer squirrel. Okay. And then she sent me some other goodies. She sent me a beautiful card and some stitching or some stickers about STEM and some bookmarks about women in STEM. Or, yeah, these are women in STEM. Okay. Then, and nobody will understand this except her. She sent me a book. Now, I am unapologetically obsessed with atomic energy and nuclear energy and all of the things surrounding that. And one of the things that I'm especially interested in is the safety issues we've had with that. So she sent me Atomic Accidents, knowing that I was super excited about this. I was like, oh, this is so cool. She wrote a note in there. She said, it's probably too technical for me, but I think it'd be right up your alley. And I'm just, oh, I love this so much. I don't really know what that says about me as a person, but I love it so much. All right. And then last but not least, I did buy a couple of patterns that I'll share with you. The first one is I went ahead and got or actually I had bought this a while back, but I didn't show it. This is the same person who did the gingerbread man towel. This is her snowman towel, because I think I'm going to make this to go kind of with the gingerbread man. I've got all the yarn that I need. And then James Watts has a new-ish pullover that's along the same line as Look at My Holes. It's called the Pure Mesh. Yeah, Pure Mesh pullover. And this is done in lace weight yarn. So it's this really cool, see how well you can see it there. It's this really cool sort of V or zigzag shape to the stitches. And there's the schematic of it. And it's done with lace weight yarn. And here's the neat thing about it is even for the size that I would wear, which is, let's see, that one, it takes about 450 yards to do this. So it's meant to be worn with negative ease to stretch out the mesh. So for my size, it takes 426 yards of lace weight yarn, and it's knit on 11s. So it goes really quickly. And I have got some reclaimed yarn that is lace weight. It's blue cashmere yarn that was reclaimed from a sweater. And I think I'm going to make that out of it. So anyway, so that is all my crafty content for this time. So if that's all you're interested in, I'll see you guys next time. Otherwise, we're going to move on and talk about science. Alrighty, so let's talk a little bit about science. Right now, I am doing planetarium shows. We have our school groups coming through this time of year. What we do is we partner with our nature reserve on campus, and the school groups will split up, and half the students will go to the nature reserve while half of them are in the planetarium. And then after we do a round, we switch, which is good. Then we also have had STEM Day, which was where we bring in 4th and 5th grade students from different schools around the area, and they come in and do all kinds of STEM related activities. So I did several planetarium shows that day. I split with Scott Austin, who's the planetarium director, and we split up the number of shows. So he did half and I did half. That was a good day. Had a lot of fun with that. So right now things are kind of quiet on campus, but I am a part of the Teaching Excellence Institute this year. I am helping teach, and I'm helping with the diversity, belonging, inclusion, and equity piece, so inclusive pedagogy piece. And I am helping prepare materials for that. I actually was the one that was asked to film the introductory video, so I went and did that yesterday. Wore my new dress. And that's pretty well it, you know, just kind of going along. I am teaching an online asynchronous class for my physical science group, and they are working on, what are you doing, Lucky? They are working on different stuff for that class right now. Sometimes it's kind of frustrating because I'll answer the same question and I'm like, did you look at the class materials before you sent me this email? Because I don't think you did, or that question would have been answered in there. So, what are you doing? No. Hang on. Un momento. Okay, sorry about that. Lucky was laying over there and he was about to chew on something, and I have lost a couple of power cords to him chewing on things, so I had to stop him. So I'm helping with the diversity piece, and that's been good. I'm teaching the online asynchronous class. Again, I think it's a perennial thing of wishing our students would read the materials that we put together, that we spend a lot of time putting together, but I think that's just a perennial student issue of they don't read the syllabus. Oh, well. Anyway, so, yeah, so we got that done. I did get my videos updated in Kaltura so that they're closed captioned, so it's a little bit more accessible now. And pretty much that's it for this, for what's going on at the university. Now, one interesting thing that did happen this week was, or this past week, is the Event Horizon Telescope, who are the team that published the really beautiful and amazing image of the black hole at the center of M87 a few years ago, with Katie Borman being the one who helped visualize that with her computer code, has published an image of Sagittarius A star, which is the black hole at the center of the Milky Way galaxy, at the center of our home galaxy. Now, that black hole is very different than the one in M87 in the sense that M87 is what we call an active galaxy, meaning that its black hole is actively feeding and giving off big jets of energy in the form of radio waves and X-rays and things like that. Our black hole is not that active, okay? Sagittarius A star, in this article from astronomy.com, says, you know, if you would make it a human equivalent, it would be the equivalent of a human being eating 1 grain of rice every 1,000,000 years. So not actively feeding. But the Event Horizon Telescope, what it's done, and I'll put an image in here of Sagittarius A star, it has envisioned or visualized the event horizon. Now, what the event horizon is basically the outer limit or the radius of the black hole. It's called the event horizon because of relativity. As you get closer to the black hole and the gravity increases, time slows. That's one of the things that Einstein's theory of relativity, special relativity, tells us, is that time moving clocks run slow. And so as you get closer to the event horizon, eventually your clock stops. And that's what the event horizon is. Now, what do we know about that beyond just the mathematical calculation? That not a whole lot, because we don't have any black holes that are close enough to us to study, nor in depth, or like send a probe or something to. Plus, a probe wouldn't survive. The gravity is just too extreme. But we do understand mathematically how gravity works. We see lots of indirect evidence of these things. So it's kind of neat that they were able to visualize this black hole in this way. And it tells us that our galaxy is not an active galaxy. And the other thing is, too, one of the things that people have a misconception about black holes is they're not a space Roomba. They're not just out there, you know, swirling around through space, sucking up hapless planets and stars. They just stay where they're at. You know, what can happen is other tidal forces or gravitational interactions with other things can push things too close to them. But our black hole at the center of our galaxy is in no way any kind of threat. And in fact, it's probably the reason why the galaxy formed and coalesced around it. So there is a lot of misconception about how those things work. So the Event Horizon Project actually used what's called interferometry, where they linked up 8 radio telescopes across the globe and used them as one large telescope to visualize our central black hole. So yeah, so that was kind of cool. It was the first image of our galactic one. The first one they released, like they said, was M87, which is about 2,000 times larger than our central black hole, but M87 is a much larger galaxy than we are. We have a couple 100 billion stars. M87 has well over 1 trillion stars. M87 has also cannibalized a lot of its smaller neighbors, but so have we. So that's a topic for another day. But anyway, so yeah, so they released that. I'll put a link down below to the astronomy.com article, and you can go read about that. So that's all that's going on in the world of science. So let's talk about farm life. So you guys probably saw my garden update from last week. Things here on the farm are just kind of chugging along. Working on the garden. Got some new plants. You know, this time of year, plants seem to wander into my car and go home with me. I went to visit my friend Sandy, and I forgot to mention she gave me a older model white sewing machine that's very heavy duty. So I'm excited to try it out on some things. It's in perfect working order. She likes to go thrifting like I do, and she has very good luck at finding sewing machines. So she gave me this when it does work. It's a very simple machine, but that's all I need. It's just a straight stitch machine that will work on heavier weight stuff. So because my Singer that I got, that I've sewed a lot of my clothes on, it is really not a heavy machine at all. And I've been kind of disappointed in how not heavy a machine it is. So like for example, on this dress, when I was sewing the casing on the arms, where I was coming around to where the seam folded over on itself and I was sewing through 4 thicknesses of fabric, it didn't want to do that. And this is just flannel, thin flannel. So I was a little bit disappointed. I do change my needle with every project, so I don't think it was a question of the needle's strength, and I was using the appropriate weight needle for the fabric. So I think the machine just doesn't have a lot of pushing power. So I've got my heavy duty Singer, but then I've got this white. So I'm probably going to set the white up for sewing on stuff like this. The Singer will be set up for like lighter weight stuff. And then I'll have my heavy duty Singer for working on like denim and stuff. By the way, and this has nothing to do with farming, but did you know that both Singer and Joanne Fabrics are a sponsor of RuPaul's Drag Race and support LGBT plus communities? So give them your business. Yay. Anyway, so back to the farm. I did go visit my friend Sandy. She has a really beautiful gardens, and she gave me some lamb's ears, and which was kind of nice. Or lamb's ears plants, are the fuzzy, soft, fuzzy plants. And then I had ordered some black and blue cohosh and tansy and mugwort and pennyroyal from some plant places. I got those in, and some trillium and golden seal. So I've got those all planted. Well, then I still wanted some ghost peppers, and I didn't find any ghost peppers, but I found some other peppers. Then I went by to visit my friend Tamara, and she gave me some eggplants. So now I've got some eggplants I need to plant. But things are coming along in the garden. It's looking good. So we'll see how things are going. I have started mowing with my new mower. Started mowing around things, and that's going well. We start riding over at the barn on June the 6th. But I'm not taking my horses back. I'm going to start working on harness breaking some of my horses this summer. So I'm actually going to ride some of the horses that are over there. Actually, on June 6th, I have a tattoo appointment. So I won't be there that day. Then I do have an appointment for some steers coming up. So I've got to take some steers for my beef customers. And, you know, again, that's always a bittersweet time for me. You know, But if I'm going to be an omnivore, I need to be part of that process. I actually need to call Mr. Ray because the young man who has helped me in the past is not going to be able to help me this time. So I need to call him about seeing if he can haul them for me. Let's see what else is going on. The chicks are doing well. They are growing quickly. The little female turkeys are doing well. All the horses are looking good. Yeah, pretty much everything's just kind of clicking along here on the farm. I took a video of my lead plant, so I'll insert that at the end of this clip. But that's pretty much, you know, things are just kind of, you know, chugging along right now. I'm starting to get ready to make soaps and balms and stuff like that. I've been infusing some oils with my rose petals and stuff like that. So I've been working on that and just kind of piddling around out in the garden like you do. So anyway, so that's kind of where we're at. So I guess that's it for this week, and we'll move on and have a few final thoughts. Remember how I said the lead plant had really unusual flowers? Well, these are its flowers. These sort of spiky, beautiful things. They start out with like a burgundy-ish purple, and they have these little orange florets that open up on them. So yeah, the bees love it, the butterflies love it. It's a great native plant to Arkansas. It's got this really interesting looking foliage too. So yep, this is lead plant. Alrighty, so I've been kind of wondering about what I was going to talk about. There is so much going on in the world right now, and it all goes back to women stepping into their power and trusting their instincts and building community. And I found this reading, it actually came across my feed today, and I thought, well, it was just perfect for what I wanted to say. So it's by Bridget Anna McNeil, and it's just a sort of a blog post, so I'll share that with you today. I picked up the belief when I was small to mistrust my instincts, to shut down my emotions, to not follow my truth, to not listen to my heart, and to swallow my voice. So I slowly locked myself out of my own power, my own heart, and my own medicine, shutting the door on my core to fit in, and to hide. I would stand silently outside the door of who I was, the door leading to my medicine garden, not daring to unlock it, waiting quietly for permission. I slowly realized that the only one with the key was me. The only voice that could give permission was mine. I reached with shaking hand, tentatively turning the key, opening the creaking, rusting door with nervousness and fear. But it was beautiful. I recognized that place, full of courage, full of tender hopes, full of me. I fell to my knees and cried, "No more will I be parted from the strength of what lies there. No more will I be locked away from who I am." Again, that's by Bridget Anna McNeil, and she has a website that I'll link down below. But I think a lot of what's going on in the world right now speaks to women not stepping into their power. And yeah, so we got to do that. That's why I wore my shirt today. So anyway, until I see y'all again, Willie's going to take a nap, he says. He's like, "I'm sleepy." Did I wake you up? I'm so sorry. So until I see y'all again, y'all be good to each other. Take care of each other. I hope you're doing good. And I'll see y'all soon. Peace out. Bye. What is he, Willie? You gonna tell him bye-bye? Yeah, bye-bye.